Skagen Odde. Thumb upright equals 1.4 aerial view of Skagen Odde, also Skagens Odde, sometimes known in English as the Scaw Spit or the Skaw, is a sandy peninsula which stretches some 30 kilometers northeast and comprises the northernmost area of Vendsyssel in Jutland, Denmark. Skagen Odde is reported to be one of the largest spit systems in Europe, created by a continuous process of marine sand and gravel deposition, moved in a northeast direction by longshore currents. The width of the spit varies from 3 to 7 km to 4 mi. Contrary to common belief, the northmost point of Jutland and Denmark proper is located on the spit's northern beach Nordstrand and not on the sandbar of Grenen at the tip of the spit. Geography. Thumb upright equals 1.3 Kandestad Skagen Odde covers the narrowed peninsula from Albæk in the south to the area around Grenen in the northeast where the Skager meets the Kattegat. It comprises the towns of Skagen, Hulsig and the holiday resort of Kandestad. At Kandestad, the coastal cliff is noted to be raised with marine deposits. Protected areas of the peninsula include Grenen 350 ha, Hulsig 2170 ha, Routjigmile at 1620 ha, and part of Bunken Klitplantage at 670 ha. Still in a state of flux, the peninsula was formed some 15,000 years ago when the ice melted around Vendsyssel, creating a coastline stretching south to Frederikshavn. It was formed by sedimentary materials drifting from Jutland's west coast. The northernmost point is located on Skagen Nordstrand, where currents bring sand to the Skagens River reef, causing it to grow 20 in an easterly direction every year while the western side is slowly eroded. This explains why this summer house is built on the coast around 1900 or now some 500 meters from the beach. The sand spit is reported to be extending at the rate 4 meters per year. The spit's evolution has been influenced by isostatic uplift causing a drop in relative sea level and eustatic sea level change. Wildlife. Thumb upright equals 1.3 floor cover on the dunes. The particular flora and fauna are attributed to the odd sand and salt air climate. The dunes are covered with heath, purple heather and other plants, both indigenous and cultivated. The dune pansy is a native flower with colors ranging from white to blue-violet. Creeping willow curls in the shape of a rose called the Skagen rose. While not a flower, it is dried and used to decorate souvenirs. The Dune Plantation was established in 1888 to the south of Skagen and developed on both sides of the road that runs between Frederikshavn and Skagen in order to stop the sand dunes from moving. It also facilitated better fishing catches. To the south, plantations some even 100 years old feature trees, including Pine's mountain pine, Austrian pine, Scots pine and contorta, spruce, oak, birch and patches, as well as reindeer moss. These cultivated forests are also recreational areas with well laid out walkways. Here, the forest floor is spread with anemones, corydales, scented honeysuckle and moss. Common fauna include red squirrel, red fox, deer, hare and European adder. The sand lizard, the brown tiger beetle, and the labyrinth spider have also been reported. Birds gather at the Odde's land's end, particularly during the spring breeding and autumn migration seasons. Routers are the dominant species during the spring. During April-May, recorded species include white-tailed sea eagle, golden eagle, buzzard, red kite, and crane. In autumn, seabirds gather. Northern gannet, common guillemot, and many species of Scaw are commonly noted, as well as nightjar, woodlark, and coaltit. The area of Skagens Odde and Grenen works as a bottleneck, funneling the migratory birds across the seas to Bohuslän in Sweden each spring. Therefore, it is regarded as the best site for bird observing in the country and the best site for observing migratory birds of prey in all of northern Europe. Since 2005, the annual Skagen Bird Festival have been celebrated here, centered around Skagen's White Lighthouse. The festival attracts more than 1,000 visitors and participants. Attractions. The Skagen Odde Nature Center located near the northern tip is a museum devoted to the effects of sand, water, wind and light. Designed by John Oudsson, is the most northerly building on Skagen Odde. A primitive light erected on Skagen Odde in 1695 to mark the spit's end has been reconstructed in a more inland position, while 3 lighthouse towers, all still standing, have been constructed on Skagen Odde. Bifidgarden is Denmark's northernmost beech forest. Inside is Croy's house, which was rented by Marie M.B. Esquire, a bailiff from 1895 to 1909 and now converted into a museum. Refugees from Eastern Prussia were once housed in open areas of the forest. On what were once the seashores of the Spurbacken settlement, relics of Neolithic, Bronze Age, Early Iron Age about 500 BC and Viking hunters are occasionally found buried in the sand. The street Laurentiide church was buried in the Sandtrafe disaster of the 1700s. It was probably built in 1387 and closed down in 1795.